for tuning in to Halton News. It's Tuesday, June 23rd, and I'm Jessica Kading. Unfortunately, there was another COVID-19 death in Burlington reported over the weekend, bringing the total number of deaths reported in Halton related to COVID-19 to 25. It is important to note, however, that these deaths include any death that occurred among a person who tested positive for COVID-19, even if the death itself may not have been directly caused by COVID-19. There are currently 64 active cases in Halton of residents who have either tested positive or have been determined to be a probable case. You can see on your screen how those numbers break down by municipality. A video surfaced on social media over the weekend that we'll show you here, with a quick warning that it may offend some viewers. This video shows 4 Halton Regional Police officers in a parking lot in Oakville, and one of the officers is seen pushing a young man to the ground, shoving him and throwing his backpack at him. We do not have any audio and are uncertain of the entire circumstances, but this video was quickly brought to the attention of Halton Regional Police Chief Stephen Tanner, whom I spoke with today. Let's take a look.
Surprise and a shock to myself and to the 1,000 members of the service, as it is to you and to your viewers and to your customers. So, you know, it was a shock when I saw it, and then it depicts an incident which we believe happened back in April. So then, as a police service and as a professional organization, we have to put investigative resources into place, find out what actually happened, what were the circumstances, and deal with a whole myriad of public perception. And we can talk a lot about that because, you know, you spend so much time building the relationship and the support and the respect in our community, as we have here in Halton Region, and our citizens are supportive of this police service, and our members are out there working hard every day and doing a professional job. And when this sort of situation occurs and then you see it on video, I'm actually thankful it's on video, because if it wasn't, we might not ever know about it. So there's a benefit to the downside of this situation and how it was brought forward to our attention, but I'm glad that we know about it now, and that allows myself and others to address it.
Chief Tanner did also release a statement which you can read in its entirety on our Facebook page at Your TV Halton, where he explains that suspension with pay is the only immediate option available to him before a full and fair investigation process has occurred.
The one officer who, if you think of as the main person in that video, has been suspended from duty, so right now has no duties of a police officer and is away from the workplace pending the full investigation and what happens next. The other officers will be put into slightly different roles, not frontline, which is their normal position, and then we'll deal with the seriousness once we know the full context of the entire situation.
I also asked Chief Tanner how long this investigation into this matter should take.
I don't think the criminal side of it, I don't think will take that long. Often in an assault situation, you require a victim or a witness who says, I was assaulted. So that's one technicality. We're trying to reach out to the individual that was in that video and see what they want to have done or not to have done. So we really want to be victim-centered in this as well. And then the Police Services Act side can take a little bit longer. The investigation may only take a week or two. You have to collect statements. We need to look, and we want to look and see if there is other video, which would be helpful in one way or another. Whatever happens, happens. And this situation really is one of those, it is what it is, and we'll deal with the disciplinary side of it. The actual, if you get into, you know, having to wait for a criminal trial or having to wait for a Police Services Act hearing, some of those things are a little more difficult to put a timeline on. And especially right now, we're still in COVID-19 scenario, and the courts aren't even open criminally. So things will take time to absolutely resolve. I don't think the investigation will be lengthy.
Chief Tanner also reminds us that there are over 1,000 members of the Halton Regional Police Service working day in and day out to foster and maintain positive relationships with the public, and he assures us that this matter will be dealt with appropriately and as swiftly as possible. The animal activist who died in the tragic accident on Friday at Fearman's pork processing facility was 65-year-old Regan Russell. Russell was remembered in vigils held by animal activist communities this weekend, not only in Burlington and Hamilton, but also in Montreal, Ottawa, Israel, and numerous other locations. Founder of Toronto Pig Save, Anita Krein, said she was a sophisticated, well-educated woman who was very strong and always determined to do the right thing. Over the years, she fought for the rights of all animals, including sled dogs and pigs. Here's a clip of her during a protest at Marineland in 2012.
This is a place where they abuse animals. I'm tired of people using animals for entertainment. They're not here for our entertainment. They have their own interests. People say we're breaking the law by storming. How do you think women got the right? How do you think slavery was abolished? People stood up and broke the laws because they're stupid laws. This is my dad.
Regan's father was at the vigil on Father's Day in front of the Fearman factory. Our hearts go out to all those affected by this tragic loss of life. As Halton moved into Phase 2 on Friday, hairdressers opened their doors to excited clients. Nikki Wesley with that story.
Cosmo's Salon co-owner Rosemary Rocco has been looking forward to seeing her clients since COVID closed salons in March. Clients were overjoyed at the news the salon was reopening.
You know, we got a phone call from a client of ours, Simone, and Katie had called her and said, as she didn't even say anything, and Simone said, "Thank God." And so she's like, we called you to see if you can, make it for your appointment. We are open. And so after she told the appointment and the time, and she hung up the phone, Katie, with Simone, and Simone called back and said, "What time was it again?" Because I was so excited that I don't know when I'm supposed to come in.
Rose is most excited to reconnect with her clients and help give them a much-needed boost after such a long time at home.
Everybody, when they get their hair done, this is their personality. This is an extension of your personality. You know what? You'll have your hairdo. You could put your oldest dress on, or your oldest T-shirt, or your oldest shoes, and you'll feel like $1,000,000 because you're going to feel good. So we need people to feel good at this time because it's been too long.
One client shares how missing a haircut affected her during the shutdown.
I just seemed to be dragging me down farther and farther the longer it got. Now I think I'll get out of here, I'll probably be hopping around out the door because it will make me feel so much better, for sure, yeah. Oh, it feels good. I already feel lighter just with a little bit she's taken off.
Safety is a priority at the salon. They're taking temperatures at the door and limiting the number of stylists and clients in the building.
We can do the bare necessities, essentials, a haircut that people haven't had for 6 months or 3 months, or roots this long, and they're coming in for extra time for their regrowth. A lot of women are going gray right now. You know what? Perfect timing if that's what you want to do. This is the opportunity. There's always an opportunity when these things happen. So look at this pause, this COVID, as an opportunity for change.
I've always wanted, and I have tried growing it out, but then I get to a certain stage, but this time I had no choice. I had to let it grow. So this is perfect time to try it, yes.
The beauty industry is making people feel good. So we want to bring this back with new vengeance, new love, a fresh look.
And that promised new look is bringing smiles to clients' faces. When asked how his new haircut made him feel, one client responded,
"Like a new man, handsome again."
Reporting for Halton News, I'm Nikki Wesley.
Much work has been done behind the scenes for the past 4 months to manage Burlington's response to the pandemic. The city's emergency control group is a decision-making body comprised of executive directors and managers across the city that train every year on emergency response plans. Early in the pandemic, that group expanded to include community input. We asked Amber Rushton from the Burlington Fire Department to explain the collaborative efforts and planning that has happened to get us this far that residents may not be aware of.
So we realized quite quickly at the initial onset of this emergency that we needed to really engage with the community and understand how far-reaching these impacts were. So the mayor pulled together this task force as an interconnected arm of the emergency control group. And now we have over 40 stakeholders. We have representatives from across the community as well as representatives from the region to come together and collaborate each week and strategize on rising impacts, long-term impacts that we're seeing, and strategize best ways in which we can mitigate against those impacts throughout this pandemic. So a part of that too was realizing that we had this strategic collaborative group, but we also needed this action team to be formed. So what we did was we also created this community risk and vulnerability branch. And these are essentially 30 to 40 different staff from across the city and community partners that are also trained in our emergency operations. And we come together through the task force to say, what are the needs? Now we can identify those needs, we can plan, and we can mitigate against those impacts in community and learn from those subject matter expertise that deal with all of the community impacts every day.
Much of the work early in the pandemic focused around controlling a potential surge in our hospital capacity. Now, as we begin opening up our economy, the group's focus has shifted to different risks.
We're seeing, we came together and we did a very good job with working with the local hospital to come up with strategies to mitigate those impacts and prepare for surge capacity. Now with this shift, with our numbers going down, although we're remaining quite diligent and still in touch with the hospital daily and working with community partners to continue to support our frontline workers, we're seeing this shift in that we're preparing for the second wave, which we're even more prepared for now. And we're also walking through recovery efforts so that we can continue to collaborate and partner with the hospital and understand their needs and the community needs better.
Of course, parents and students alike are still wondering what school will look like in the fall after these past months of online learning. Oakville North Burlington MPP Effie Triantafilopoulos has the latest announcement on this from our provincial government.
And they've called on all school boards to plan for 3 different scenarios. So the first would be a normal resumption of the school year this September, assuming that all health protocols are being met in terms of safe social distancing and cleansing and that sort of thing. The second would be a hybrid, where if based on the health advice of experts, we're not able to go to a full normal classroom, we're actually going to be limiting classrooms to 15 per student. And that cohort remains together, hopefully with one teacher for the whole day. And so it would be a hybrid. The third option might be that if we still are dealing with the COVID crisis in the way we have been thus far, that we would actually remain in the online learning phase. So each school board, including our boards here in Halton, have been asked to plan for all 3 scenarios. And then as we get closer to September, we will see which of these 3 we're going to be going forward with. So each board has to be prepared to accommodate all 3. Also important to note that if parents at any time do not feel that their children can go into class, they're being given the choice to remain with online learning.
Each year, the Halton Industry Education Council hosts men as career coaches and women as career coaches for students in Halton, and this year is no different. Although the event was postponed, it is now happening this week online. Michelle Murray has those details.
Like many other organizations, we were impacted with COVID-19, and our longstanding offerings, women as career coaches and men as career coaches, had to be postponed. And the further that we went into the pandemic, we realized that these were really important things to give to the community. Lots of young people have a lot of questions right now, especially in the context of COVID. What does the future workforce look like for us? How do young people get involved? And so we felt strongly that we wanted to close out the school year with some virtual offerings.
I also asked Michelle how this online version is going to look and what students can expect.
We're really trying to focus on the interactive as much as we can. And so we're going to have a variety of speakers at each event, talking a little bit about themselves and how they got to be where they are. We're going to have an interactive Q&A chat with all the audience. And then we're also going to be going into some virtual table talk, so to speak. So those coaches and young people can be having some dialogue around questions, opportunities for mentorship, and all those really great questions and conversations that would happen around a table at a traditional men or women as career coaches.
It's not too late to become a career coach. You can go to hayek.on.ca and register today. We do need to take a short break, but we will be back with how Cogeco has pivoted during the pandemic. More on that after this. Welcome back to Halton News. Cogeco has had to make some changes to ensure that they could continue to offer high-quality services safely. Here's a look at some of the steps that have been taken. Like all businesses, Cogeco had to develop new ways of doing things. Julie Martins is the Director of Technical Operations for Ontario. She described what has changed in the day-to-day operations of Cogeco.
Everybody who can work from home is working from home. That means a lot of our agents are working from home. But from my perspective, the field, the technicians are still out in the field every day. That's how we can best assist the customer from outside their home. So obviously, we're still out in the field from a field technician perspective. A lot has changed in our daily operations. We keep customer service first and foremost in our work, but what really has changed is a lot of the work is now being done from outside. We've moved to a lot of innovative technologies to use apps to assist the customer inside the home by us working outside the home. That's the biggest change. Other than that, we're keeping a lot of our operations the same, maintaining our network and our customer focus.
Many essential services do not have the option of working remotely. And for technical operations at Cogeco, this was the main challenge. How do you provide residential and business service while recognizing the need for physical distancing?
A lot of our technicians are customer focused. They just want to get inside the house to fix the problem directly. It's a lot easier than walking somebody through it. So that was the challenge at the beginning, was to really make everybody step back, step out of the homes and focus on walking through a customer instead of doing it ourselves, which we're so accustomed to doing. Each tech has their own truck. We did a lot of twinning before. Now we moved to individual techs in individual trucks to maintain that social distance, as well as the fact that when we're out in the field assisting each other as technicians, we maintain the 6-foot distance. And if there is an occasion where we do have to be closer than 6 feet, we have nitrile gloves, we have masks. We're following all of the Health Canada safety precautions that we can.
Even with technology and new ways of providing service, a few innovations were simply unimaginable at the start of the pandemic.
Some things that people can't imagine is some of the innovative ways the technicians have gone to the lengths to help customers. I'll give you an example where we have technicians using their ladders going up outside the house to the second floor with their own remote and working through the window to program the televisions from outside the home. Nobody would have thought we'd ever get to that point, but that's where we are to help our customers get online without entering the home wherever possible. I certainly am very proud of the decisions Cogeco has made overall in moving towards the work we've done for COVID-19 to maintain our customers, to help support them. But I'm very proud of our technicians maintaining the top quality customer service that we do in the field every single day from a customer perspective to a network perspective. We've never lost focus on the customer throughout this pandemic.
Here's a look out at Burlington's Waterfront as we look at today's weather forecast. Currently, 30% chance of showers on Tuesday. That comes with a chance of thunder showers and 26 degrees. After that, we'll start to see slightly cooler temperatures for Wednesday, Thursday. While it looks rainy, that's only a 30% chance of rain on both days. And then it will start warming up again on Friday with a mix of sun and cloud. But Saturday, that's when you really should anticipate some rainfall. 26 degrees, cloudy skies. That comes with a 60% chance of showers. The 25th Oakville Awards of Business Excellence are upon us tonight, put on by the Oakville Chamber of Commerce in partnership with Rotary West. Chamber President Drew Redden joined me via Zoom to invite you to watch.
It's an exciting night. Originally, we were supposed to have our award show on April 22nd, 600 of our friends at the Oakville Conference Center. But then when the COVID happened, us, like many businesses, had to come up with a plan B. And our plan B was with the help and the support of your TV and Cogeco. We have put together a full 90-minute full award show program. We have 12 judge categories. All the winners are revealed tonight, and it's going to be a really fun time.
While the awards will be presented differently this year, the Oakville Chamber's Facebook page live instead of in person, Drew Redden explains that going to the winners on location added an exciting new element to the production.
We have an incredible MC for the awards, Chris May. He's been doing it for a number of years. And we were talking early on, and as we were trying to figure out what to do, and we pitched this concept that Chris, with the magic of television, will have him in studio announcing the partners, and then on location with all the award winners. So sometimes, there's that excitement in the room at the conference center when the nominees are revealed and they announce the winner, and you can look around and see the person pop up in that excitement. But to go to their business and to go to their homes and to where they work, and to give them that opportunity to give that acceptance speech, it was really powerful. How excited and how much emotion went into this, because it's a really big deal to put your life into your business in many cases, and then to be recognized on a platform like this. It was really exciting, and again, we're really excited to share that with Oakville and Halton tonight.
As mentioned, you can catch the awards live tonight at 8 o'clock on the Oakville Chamber's Facebook Live, or watch a repeat here on your TV Thursday night at 8 p.m. And now we'll look to our Market Watch, where we'll also see how some of our local companies have performed today. The Burlington Food Bank has $10,000 extra dollars. More on that after this. We'll be right back. Thanks for staying with us here on Halton News. The Burlington Food Bank has $10,000 extra dollars now to use to help those in need, thanks to precision record pressing and their enthusiastic employees. The Burlington Food Bank is grateful and will put that money to good use. In today's update, the Executive Director, Robin Bailey, shares that it is estimated that 75% of people who do actually need help fail to ask for it. But if you're in that category, there's no reason not to pick up the phone and get some help. There's plenty of food ready to be distributed.
Hi, this is Robin Bailey, the Executive Director of the Burlington Food Bank, and hope you all had a good Father's Day weekend. And we're really excited to be having partners within the city who are going to be doing the Grow a Row program for us, including Burlington Green, who have decided that part of Central Garden, they're going to be donating towards us, going to be coming in, washing up all of the vegetables and fruits, if there's some tomatoes and strawberries and things like that in there as well, and then us being able to package them up and get them out to our clients. We also have had great conversations with a few other agencies in the area, including Kerr Street Mission in Oakville, and just a great conversation regarding the need within Burlington and Oakville, and recognizing that only about 25% of the people who need food banks actually call us. So if you're one of the 75% that needs assistance here in Burlington, make sure that you email us, info@burlingtonfoodbank.ca, or give us a call, 905-637-2273. We really want to be able to make the connection with you and be able to assist you as best we can and get you the foods that you need for you and your family.
Thanks for watching. For Halton News, I'm Jessica Kading.